Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, the Knicks won't take no for an answer and proceeded to act like they were going to win this series. I don't know, folks. What happened last night was some more weirdo stuff from the NBA, the NBA players, the league in general. That's what it looked like. A bunch of funny business where only one Indiana Pacers starter was in double digits. And what's so crazy to me is these guys basically didn't even take shots, right? Didn't even take shots. If I ain't mistaken, I want to say it was only one guy that took double-digit shots. One Pacer took double-digit shots, and I think that was Siakam. And one Pacer in the starting lineup was in double digits. I mean, oh, New York's defense is that decent, but it's not that decent, folks. I mean, let's get out of here. Get out of here. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of weirdo stuff going on now that, you know, the Pacers didn't want to take care of business. And now you go back to Indiana, but you would have to come back to New York in a game 7, which I don't think that's going to happen. Now, if Indiana gets to a game 7 or the Knicks, whatever, this series goes to a game 7, I think the Knicks can win. Although the thing about that is a 3-1 comeback, or no, what was that? That would be 3-1, right? Yeah, I think 3-1. That will be tough for them to win all those games straight. I don't know if they could really do that. I don't know if they. I just don't. Huh? Oh, it's the NBA. Okay. Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious. And I don't know what else to say about this game, man. It just, you know, I'm not trying to hate on the Knicks. Maybe the Pacers want to go back home and put them away at home. Just put them away at home. You know. I'm not too sure. This was something weird to me. You know, when players don't even take shots, usually when the Pacers win, you have the whole damn starting lineup in double digits. You got the whole starting lineup in double digits. And again, what would be the reason why these guys aren't shooting? I don't understand. Like, one game, you're playing a certain way. The next game, these guys are playing a different way. I mean, like what? They had a bench player, I forget who it was, come off the bench and score 20. A guy I never even heard of for the Pacers. So, you know, just more funny business going on in the NBA. I mean, it's really no surprise to anybody with any common sense, you know, what went on last night. And you know, it's whatever. Maybe they go back to Indiana and they celebrate the win in Indiana. Whatever. You just put yourself at less days rest for the NBA Finals. Even though if you win, you have plenty of time for rest. Even if you win Saturday, sometimes you don't know what to think. Yeah, look, good for the Knicks. I'm happy for them that they won. I hope they won the series. It won't bother me, even though I think they will get throttled in the finals because I don't think their depth is that good. I just don't think it's that good. But yeah, I'm not trying to hate on the Knicks, and you know, good for the Knicks fans. I hope the Knicks go to the finals. That'll pull some good ratings, or some better ratings than, you know, the Pacers and OKC. But to me, I think those are the two better teams. But when you just see, you know, funny business like this, the way these guys, you know, operate in the NBA, it's just like, what? So you guys didn't even want to play. And I'm sure everybody, I don't know the money line. I don't know who they had. I don't gamble. I don't gamble. I'm not that dumb. You could literally look at how sports is being played out, and everything don't look like it's on the up and up. I seen that with football yesterday. Last season, these guys were doing all kind of stuff to cover spreads. Even the referees was doing stuff to cover spreads at the end of these games, right? These guys would do crazy stuff. Get a safety, miss a field goal, kick a field goal instead of, doing a touchdown when they're right there at the 1 or 2. It's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff was going on last year. And it was obvious in the NFL that these guys were doing some funny business, right? So the NBA is the same thing. And let me know, like I said, I don't gamble. I think gambling is the biggest fraud. From the lottery to scratch-offs to all kind of gambling stuff. I think it's worse than alcohol. People who do alcohol, well, alcoholics and drug addicts, I think it's worse. Because at least, when you do those things, you're actually physically getting something out of it. When you actually, that time you do it, at least you're getting high or something like that. You're getting a good feeling. There might be people who are, shopping addicts or have some type of, other addiction. At least they get something physical out of it. You're like, man, you got too many shoes, man. You buying all, you just an addict at, buying Jordans or buying Nikes or buying shoes, period. Or, the latest fashions, whatever. You're a workout addict, man. You're always at the gym, man. These things like that. It could be, you're a workaholic. At least you're getting something out of it. Gambling? Man, I watch dudes every day. They will literally throw away their money and act like it just didn't happen. Like it just didn't happen. Losing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then when they hit a little money, they think, oh man, I'm back. You're back on what? You're back on what? So you didn't count all the money you lost before you won this, before you finally won again? So you never even broke even. Now you're not back. You're back to losing your money again. And that's why I said you don't get nothing out of it every time you lose. And you never really get nothing out of it when you win. Even when you win, what you think is some money, what about all the other money you lost? And now you're about to keep losing again before you win this little money. It's ridiculous. You kind of feel sorry for those people because, we have people now out here that are doing gambling out of control, or they're doing scratch offs, they're doing a lottery, they're doing sports gambling, they're going to the casino and gambling. Like, they're just beating these gamblers across the head. It's crazy. And I know people in my family who are married to gamblers and have blown all their money, their rent money, their electric money, all their savings, everything. They done gambled it all up. And to me, I don't see how that can be an addiction, right? Because when we was just talking about, other people that have these addictions, maybe they're addicted to something, but they're physically getting something out of it every time they do it. I've tried this gambling thing. It doesn't work for me. I'm a sore loser. Sure, I want to win a whole bunch of money, but at the same time, I'm a sore loser. I'm like a LeBron James after a playoff series loss. Gonna walk out and don't shake hands. That's how I am with gambling. When I lose, I don't want to get another scratch off. I don't want to play another lottery ticket. I don't want to play another, online sports game or gamble this or gamble. I don't want to do it. I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm like, they just took my money. They just took my $5, my $100, my $500, even though I've never even played that much. I might go to the casino because, you had that feeling at the casino, right? We have a big casino here where I live at. And, everybody, they'll go to the casino and they're dressed a type of way. And, you just feel good. The casino has all this stuff in it. Maybe famous people might come and sing and stuff like that. They have a big hotel with the casino, Hard Rock Casino where I live at. And, nice pool in there if you want to stay overnight. All kind of different restaurants in there. And, they got a club in there. It's just over the top. It's crazy. But anyways, it's got a big upstairs. It's just huge. The casino's like a mall, right? And people go there, they feel good, they look good and all this stuff, and they're in there spending all that money. And, I might go in there and say, yeah, I'm going to spend $100 today. And then I start losing and I want to punch the machine, right? And that's it. You won't never see me in there for maybe a year. Because I'm not like, I got a friend that played $20 and he won He never played his $20 again. No, I think he was down to his last whatever. He had $20. He was down to his last dollar or whatever like that. And he won $20. He got the hell out of there. And he was happy. And I know you say $20 ain't nothing, but I think to him, he felt like he didn't lose any money. I don't know, but you should have seen him. He was so happy that he didn't lose any money. He just broke even. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not a casino guy. I'm not like that. I know a guy literally won. I don't know. I think he played not much. I think he had just played $100 or something like that. But he planned on playing way more than that, right? Maybe 500. And he ended up winning a jackpot. And I think he won. Let's say he won $4,000. And he's so crazy. He spent all that money that same night. Yep, at the damn bar. You know, with all the buddies that night, drinking, buying other people's drinks, and acting crazy, and buying all kind of food at the casino. And I don't know what he did. Maybe buying, strangers drinks and, dumb stuff like that. He was drunk. And, tipping the girls $100 at a time. And, he left broke. When he left, he didn't have any money. And, it's gambling is just like I said, it's the worst. To me, it's the worst addiction. Because the majority of the time these guys play, they lose. They lose. And they never win nothing big. You never hear them. I know people gamble. My father done been gambling all his damn life. Whether it's scratch offs, sports bets, what do you call it? All the damn lotteries. Pick 3, pick 5, pick this, all that. Like a ritual. All his life. To play all those little, lottery pick this and pick that every week. 3, 4, 5 times a week. And the nigga ain't hit nothing. The nigga ain't hit nothing. And when I say he ain't hit nothing, I'm not talking about him not hitting nothing at all. Because there's times when he won like $250, $500, maybe, $1,000. But for the most part, he never won. And then when you cut, let me tell you, the NBA is fishy. But when you couple that with the millions of people that play a day, something fishy going on. There's no way that all those people could keep playing their exact numbers every single day, and 99.9% of them never hit. Never hit. That's not even possible. When we talk about the what would you call it? I can't think of the word. But logically, it wouldn't be possible. The odds wouldn't be possible for, let's just say, the lottery. If tens of millions of people play this thing a day, and most people do more than one lottery ticket, how would the odds would be stacked against the lottery, and they would be losing money, not winning money. Like you see this thing where nobody wins that week. Like what? Nobody won the lottery? Nobody won the Mega Millions in the state lottery that week, and then it goes on sometimes for like 2 weeks, 3. Like what? How's that possible? With all these people playing, and then playing multiple tickets. Well, to me, it's called, from what I know, I'm just telling you, it's called AI generated. And these people know the numbers before, because you got to have all your numbers in at a certain time, right? And, all the numbers are in at the same time. And to me, it's all AI generated. Where those balls are going to fall. And people say, oh man, the way they got it set up, man, you can't, blah, blah, blah. The way the balls come out. Well, if I told you it's already a pre-recording, it is not live. Let me stop, folks. I'm going to break people's heart, man. I'm going to break people's heart, man. And the fact that most of these Mega Millions and these state lottery winners are paid actors, let me stop, man. I'm going to break somebody. I'm going to break people's heart. I'm just saying, man, people should know this by now. People should know this by now. And I'm not trying to say, some people don't win. But goodness God, nobody knows anybody who won the Mega Millions or the state lottery. All they know is somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. That's all they know. Somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And again, the odds will be stacked against the lottery. Right? The people who put this stuff out, the odds will be stacked against them that it will be over. There's no way they will be winning any money. They will be broke if the system was real. The lottery is just like any other thing. Just like the scratch off and just like, the casino. They stack the odds in their favor. Scratch off all the damn scratch off tickets you won. Your odds of winning that thing is not good, folks. A scratch off where people are winning all this money. Now, I do know this guy, his grandmother ended up winning, this was years ago, man, when I was in my 20s. But his grandmother ended up winning $1,000 for life. Yep, every week. You got paid $1,000 for life every week. That was a lot back then. In the 90s, that was a lot back then. So I'm sure she's deceased by now because, wow, she was old back then. She had to be in her 70s back then. So, of course, her family tried to milk her for that money, and but eventually they had to get jobs because that money don't roll over. It don't roll over to the family. But so I'm not trying to say it's impossible, but it's all stacked in their favor. And it's an addiction. And this addiction has no collar to it. Kind of like, drugs and alcohol. So I'm going to get off of here. And I wanted to say something about, I seen a video. I seen a video yesterday. It's Sports and Fitness Rants. He was talking about Michael Beasley. It had to do with LeBron James again, because LeBron James always wins, right? We did a video on that. LeBron James wins again without actually winning, right? He's the biggest winner without winning. He doesn't have to win to actually win. It's been like that all of his career, and I guess it'll continue to be because the NBA is that bad. The NBA is that bad that they can't tell this man to step away, leave their league alone. We want something different. And, I guess he runs the league. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. It's kind of sad where the NBA is, that his name is still in any talks as anything great. And the more information that comes out, like I saw Self and Research. I'm sorry, man. I messed up this guy's name. Self and Research. I'll remember it in a minute. But he came out with a video about basically how LeBron James played nobody in the Eastern Conference Finals for all those years. But they want to talk about, who he played in the playoffs. I mean, not in the playoffs, in the finals. His competition, but not in the Eastern Conference Finals. Versus who Michael Jordan played in the Eastern Conference Finals. Versus who Michael Jordan played in the finals. And it's like, does it matter who Michael Jordan played in the finals when LeBron James had a super team? I'm not. I don't get, you had a super team and lost in the finals. The fact somebody asked me, where do I have LeBron James ranked? Because I never did a video. Well, as of now, he's out of the top 15. He's out of the top 15. And he might be out of that. I mean, it's real crazy when we talk about, how this guy actually built super teams. I mean, the one super team could have went against him, the first one. That could have been a stain. But the second one was just, just to say, oh, I'm going to do it again. Do it with younger guys. I'm going to do it again. That's the crazy part about it. And he was celebrated for all those years by ESPN and Fox and all these, the NBA in general. And like I try to tell you guys, the whole thing is just, there was no backlash from the NBA as far as, the commissioner, the players, the owners. So to me, what are we talking about? So to me, what we're looking at, the NBA in a whole, as far as the owners, were more concerned about the money being generated with LeBron James, the ratings and stuff like that. That's what they were more concerned about. And the ESPNs and the Fox and other outlets, they were more concerned about that too. They didn't care about anything being fair. They didn't care about anything being the right way. And that basically ruined all these guys' careers in the 210s. What he did, he still lost, but everything, everything pretty much swayed towards him, not based on him doing it the right way or winning. When we look at a Bird and Magic, when we look at guys in the 70s, why they were, put up there where they was, it was because of their winning. It's because they did it the right way. The Michael Jordans and these guys like that. It was because they were winning. That's why they were faces of the league. That's why they were put up there, because they did it the right way, and they won. LeBron James didn't do that once he left Cleveland. He had a chance, but he gave up. But so what I'm trying to say is, I guess his gym at Self and Research. I think that's what this guy is. He does great work, but you already know what I'm going to say. I talk the opposite way. A lot of that stuff doesn't matter when you get to the root of this stuff and start putting this back on the owners at the time, and you start putting it back on the commissioner, the players. Why did the players say something? Why did they say this ain't right? This is wrong. And why don't the players say it now? Whether it's ex-players, new players, present players, whatever. Everything he did was wrong. We should have said something about it back then. He didn't do it the right way. He had a bit. All this stuff, man, it's crazy. So to me, I'm not really interested in, how many Hall of Famers this guy played and how many he did it wrong, man. The league should be to blame. The league didn't say nothing. The players didn't say nothing. The players still now ain't saying nothing. Nobody is being held accountable for it. And the media ain't gonna say nothing about it. They ain't say nothing about it. Then they ain't gonna say nothing about it then, because they all know they played part in, cheating. That's basically what it was, cheating. From the Michael Wilbon, the Tony Kornheisers, the Skip Baylesses, the Stephen A. Smith, everybody that was around back then and around now, the players who was around back then and the players who are still playing or play back then was part of it. What I'm saying, that everybody, the commissioner back then, the owners, they all were a part of letting this guy cheat. That's the biggest picture, folks. All this who he played, top 10, and these Hall of Famers, none of that means nothing. That's why I said the other day, I said all these people are saying the same thing, but they're saying it in a different way. That's the bigger picture, what I'm talking about. So you guys tell me what you think.